Hey, good morning, everybody. It is Rick and Lee on the Freedom System. And today, Lee is not here, but I have a special guest joining us, David Adam Kurz. Hey, welcome, David.
What's up, Rick? How are you, man?
Good, just in time.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was doing an interview for a new virtual assistant. I was like, okay, guys, I gotta go.
No, that's okay. And I don't know how I look on your side. I'm not this red. I'm not a lobster. I'm just having lighting issues.
That's all right. I actually am pretty red. I spent the whole day yesterday in the garden working with my wife building a pergola. So, yeah.
Very nice. Well, David Adam Kurtz, it's great to have you on the show. For those, I'm just thrilled. It's been a while. I think I met
Yeah, it
you
has.
like when I first joined EXP like 2 or 3 years ago, and or actually right because you joined right after me, so
I
maybe it was
did.
when you joined. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about Kurtz. Like why should people listen to this show? Why should they care? Why shouldn't they just tune out and go have a bagel?
Oh man, hang up right now, folks. I am boring. No, man, I think, just a little history on me, I guess, I grew up in New York, and moved to Miami just before graduating high school. Hated Miami, so I left to the Marine Corps, because why not, right? I was in the Marine Corps for 9 years. Fantastic, fantastic time of my life. And then I ended up moving back to Miami. My mom was here, everybody was here. And my cousin came to me and she said, listen, you're very good at speaking to people. You should get into real estate. And so I got into real estate, but I ended up getting a regular job because I was still scared, right? Like I had just come from a very organized military situation. I got paid on the 1st and the 15th religiously. The government never had a hiccup with my paycheck. You know what I mean? Like, and it was nerve wracking, to say the least, to go into real estate, right? Where you work for yourself. So I got a regular job, and I'm glad I did, to be very honest with you, Rick, because I learned sales at this job. And so I became a great salesperson, if you will. And I was like top guy on the floor all the time and everything else. And it's fantastic, except I worked in a cubicle and I hated that. That was the one piece that I did not like. And then a sales manager position came up, and I went up for it. I mean, the guy knew me. I submitted my resume anyway. I did all the right things, and he said to me, "I can't make you a sales manager." And I said, "Why not?" He said, "First of all, you have no experience, and second of all, if I take you off the floor, our sales will decrease." And I thought to myself, what a very short sighted way to look at things. As much as I respect the guy because he is ultimately massively successful, I said, wouldn't it be smarter to put me, a great salesperson, in the sales manager position so I could teach everybody else what I was doing?
And to
Right.
be as good as you. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then we could duplicate this, right? It makes more sense. I mean, we might take a few steps back in the beginning, but in the long run, it'd be worth it. And it didn't work out, and I just got more depressed and more sad with my situation. And so I said, I'm going to do real estate part time. And when I subside my income, I'll put in my 2 weeks and I'll go real estate full time. Well, it took me 2 months to make it up. And because I went hard, man. And I'm talking about waking up at 3:30 in the morning, driving to where my office was, going to the gym, then getting to the office really early so I could sit down and catch up on some emails and stuff like that. I would work from 9 to 5. I would take my lunch break and go back to work in real estate. And after work, I would go to a local Starbucks because there was so much traffic that I felt like I was going to waste my time and an hour in the car. So I would go to a Starbucks and I would do the real estate thing, and I would show properties that evening if I needed to, and show properties in the weekends. And I did that for 2 months, and I subsided my income. And when I say subsided, I was making about $150 a year there. And so I did pretty well. And I turned off the full-time job thing, and I became a lifetime entrepreneur, thank God. And since
And, you,
then,
and you've and you've had some massive success. You started off with a brokerage, right? Because you didn't have a managing broker capacity. Was that Douglas Elliman? I'm trying to remember.
I started off with Keller Williams.
Okay.
I'm an OKW guy, productivity coach, MAPS trained, certified, all the good stuff. And then And then I moved to Douglas Elliman. I had great success with Douglas Elliman. It was definitely a different view on how to market and handle the real estate business. So it was great because I got both aspects of it. I got the training company, and then I got the marketing branding company, you know. And then we went out and did our own thing, right, Rick? And so we opened up Kurz Real Estate. We rocked it. I mean, in 3 years, we're 200 plus agents in 3 offices, and we had such a great culture, such a great brand, and we ultimately decided to take all of that and bring it to EXP.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fantastic. Now let's dive in for a little bit. And good morning, Matt, and good morning to other listeners who are commenting. Because you've seen KW has this reputation, right? For better, for worse, and for richer, for poorer. They have this reputation of being a training company. And so they bring in a lot of new agents. Douglas Elliman is a fantastic marketing company, right? Yeah. And I'm not going to speak ill of any brokerage because they're both very, very successful brokerages. What of that branding part did you bring with you when you found, kind of when you did your own thing, and what did EXP allow you to bring with you? Let's start there, right? Like, because that's massive marketing knowledge. Yeah.
Because I think what happened was, when I was at the KW office was really great at training, teaching, educating, and then eventually I became the educator. I was the guy that was doing all the classes and doing all the teaching and all that other stuff. And then, and I remember them saying, like, listen, the brand is about you. You could put the KW name very tiny, very small in the corner somewhere. Nobody has to know. And then I went to Douglas Elliman, where Douglas Elliman was like, no, we don't work that way, right? Like, you're Douglas Elliman or you're not. You can be the Kurz team. You're just going to be the Kurz team at Douglas Elliman. So you're going to brand with us. And then I heard a story on how the owner of Douglas Elliman, the founder and chairman, or not the founder, but the chairman of Douglas Elliman, the owner of it, was sitting on his private plane, and he invited a couple agents for a trip from Miami to New York for some event on his plane, right?
Yeah.
And he asked everybody for their business card, and one of the guys gave his business card, and it was completely branded to the guy, to the realtor. And he looked at him, and he looked at the card, and he says, "What is this?" He goes, "Well, that's, it's my brand. I promote my brand." And he goes, "Oh, that's cool. I just spend millions of dollars a year to give you a brand worth bragging about, and you'll just promote yourself. Here's your card back." Could you imagine how uncomfortable that flight was? Now, I don't know who's wrong and who's right in that situation. I think it's, everybody has their own opinion on that. But what I found and what I realized was, I'm going to walk away from this, and I'm going to create a company that not only educates and brands educates very well, but brands very well too. I want a brand that somebody would be proud to wear on a hat, on a shirt, so forth and so on. And we did that. And I never had a problem with agents branding themselves, So taking all of this and bringing it together, the point is we developed a brand that people would be excited about, and they could still brand themselves at a very high level. And we just wanted to create a synergy between the two. And I think that that's what EXP does very well. So being able to bring ourselves into EXP and still be Kurz, just happen to be brokered by EXP. And that made me happy. And I know everybody's got to follow their state rules. Florida recently changed the rules a couple of years ago. They said, if you're with a brokerage, the brokerage name needs to be equal to or larger than your team name on your marketing. So now, we got no option. But even if I didn't have an option, I'd be branding the hell out of the EXP Realty. Yeah. I think there's just too many opportunities with a $1 billion brand. There's too many opportunities, right? So I could take Kurz. Kurz is like $1 million brand, right? And I can attach this to a $1 billion brand and maybe become significantly more powerful that way, right?
Yeah. I hadn't thought about it that way, and that's why I bring guests on, because people who are brilliant and very, very successful like you, I mean, to grow over 200 agents in 3 offices in 3 years is absolutely remarkable. Top 0.1% success rate, right? So to be able to do that, I want to learn something from you, and I want our listeners to learn something. So when you're looking at branding, a lot of agents, whether they're new or old, whether they're experienced, and people, you can take this no matter what brokerage you're working at, right? as long as your brokerage allows you to do this, I don't care if it's Compass or KW or Realogy, this will apply to you. So listen up, take some notes here. Attach like the Kurz brand, $1 million brand, EXP brand, $1 billion brand. People are going to say, well, but if I market EXP, my leads are going to go to somebody else, right? Or what stage do I start worrying about branding if I'm a brand new agent and I can develop my brand from day one at EXP? Like, how do I focus on branding when I'm supposed to be selling? And how do you get this whole brand thing in? Like, how do you make sense of it as an agent?
I mean, I think people need to take a step back. First of all, if you market the company that you're with, you're just promoting your partnership with that company. If you are doing a great job at marketing and branding, people will come to you, right? People want to work with that one that they know. They're not just going to see you promote the hell out of EXP and then go to exp.com and find somebody else. That just doesn't make natural sense unless they're looking at you going, this guy's crazy, I'm going to go somewhere else, right? Which is okay.
So then why would they go to EXP?
Yeah, and then why would they go to the EXP? Exactly. And I tell folks all the time, that's okay. We're not made for everybody, right? We're not meant to impress everybody. We're not made that way, right? And so, you know, as a new agent, if you're a new agent, you're coming into the industry, whether it be EXP or Compass or KW, like you said, it's important to recognize that you're a new agent and you have zero experience. So maybe it behooves you to say, I'm a part of something bigger than just me. At that point, though, I do believe that you should start branding something right away. If your name is Rick Jansen, then you're the Jansen team at EXP Realty, right? And I think, you know, and you don't have to be team. First of all, if you're a new agent, don't put team after your name. Please don't do it. Also, don't go to Instagram and put top producer, because people know, you know what I mean? Like, we all know you just started in the industry. So just say you're a real estate professional and rock it out the park, right?
Yeah.
And you know, in real estate, we make the mistake of believing when you first come into this industry that, first of all, you'll be a millionaire in 2 months. And second of all, you make the mistake of believing that you're in the business of selling houses. And if you come into the industry, or if you still are, if you're in this and you believe your business is selling houses, then kudos to you, man. But we're in the business of people. We're in the business of relationships. We're in the business of creating somebody's dream. Somebody came to you with a dream. They said, I want to buy a house. That is a dream for most people. Okay. Other people, there are people out there that they're on their 10th house already, right? They got portfolios and stuff. Those guys, their dream is to become massively wealthy through real estate. But that first person, their dream is to actually have their name on the title of a house, right? And it's our job to develop the relationship with that person and realize that dream with them, you know? And once you understand that, then your marketing becomes much simpler. And you get away from the just sold, just listed, just sold, just listed, just sold, just listed. You mix in some, this is who I am. This is my family. This is what I do for fun. By the way, I just sold the house. This is who I am. This is my cousin. And I went out to this great restaurant the other day, look at a picture of my food. And, oh, by the way, we just listed this house, you know? And when your marketing becomes about that, people get interested in you. And then every once in a while, you're dropping in a piece of information to them about what you do. And it's our job to remind people of that. If we don't tell people what we do, then we're secret agents, and we're not secret agents, right? We're supposed to be loud and proud and out there, you know? We're in the industry of marketing. And we have the one privilege to market the one commodity that everyone needs. Everyone needs it. You know, we're not selling shampoo. We're not selling, you know, facial creams. We're not selling youth. We're selling homes, 4 walls and a roof, you know? And it's the one item, the one commodity that every single person is in need of, dreams of, and wants. And we have that privilege, so we shouldn't squander it, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So how did you make the Kurz name mean something? Like, you know, because yeah, seriously, because you've done a phenomenal job of it, right? And at first, when you didn't have a $1 billion partner, you were just saying, hey, come join me. Yeah. I'm a veteran with a beard and I'm going to rock this. Right? Yeah. And, you know, and you've done a tremendous job. but you were selling yourself and your innate ability to lead and manage and your history, right? Like, I've done this, I've been there. But then you said, hey, now we're going to partner with this $1 billion brand and we're going to still do this. And I've been there and
Right.
we're going to lead and grow. And your agents have been able to grow. But how did you make Kurz mean something, right? It wasn't just because you were posting a picture of your pasta.
I think that became a personal thing. I think once people came to the office at the time, we're talking about Kurz Real Estate's beginnings, right?
Yeah,
Like
right, yep.
we believed more than anyone else believed, right? We leased 6,000 square feet. We had 4 agents. Okay. We believed it was one of those, if we build it, they will come situations, right?
Yeah.
We believed that we had something true and we had something real and it was tangible and people would love it. And it became a personal thing. I think more than anything else, it became the fact that we cared about the success of our real estate agents. I'm talking Kurz Real Estate, but we cared about the success of our real estate agents. We focused on their success. We trained with them. We were available for them. We created a culture amongst each other of giving rather than taking, or water cooler talk, or gossip or anything. We had a strict zero tolerance gossip policy in the office. And we always said, you got a problem with another agent in the office, come see me, we'll work it out, we'll fix it. Everybody walks away happy. Whoever's not happy, you're more than welcome to leave. There's about 600 more real estate companies right outside my door, and with that happening and being able to create that personal culture and put great real estate agents in our office in leadership positions, almost like board positions at the company, and being able to sit back and listen to them and hear what they have to say, because they're in the trenches, right?
Yeah.
And to allow them to be available to the rest of the brokerage, that changed everything. That created a culture like no other. And that's how the Kurz name began to have, it signified that we were together, that it was strong, that it was positive, that we were going to help each other. No one's going to let anybody down. We're going to do something bigger, better, and greater than we had ever imagined. And when we transferred to EXP, be 100% transparent with you, we lost that. And that was my fault, because I was still trying to get my feet grounded in moving over to EXP, right? And while I was getting my feet grounded, so was everyone else. And I wasn't there for them. So we lost that for a minute. And then all of a sudden I had this like wake up call, and I was like, wait a minute, I got to get back to it. And I realized that at EXP, our organization was nothing less than our brokerage. It was our organization. Yes, EXP was the brokerage. EXP was the big name behind us, the mothership, right?
Right.
But our organization had to mean the world to me, and I had to get back to it the same way I did as a broker. And so once again, I've got great people in my organization. We've created leadership positions for them. We've put them in spots where they take control and they love it and they're running with it. We have meetings about it. We talk about the growth of the organization. We give back through mentoring, coaching, training. I mean, we're recreating, and I call it a process because it is a process. We're recreating a culture within our organization.
That's outstanding. So you're building essentially a brokerage. You're calling it an organization because it is an organization, because you don't have any financial liability. You don't have any legal liability. You don't have to join any new associations of realtors, and you can expand to 50 states and 18 countries, right?
Beautiful.
So it's not a brokerage.
Isn't it like 21 countries now? They just announced 3 more. It's 21 now.
Oh my gosh. So like your view, it's not a brokerage. It is an organization, but you're taking a broker sales manager mentality. And to quote Julia Roberts, big mistake, right? That one guy let you go
Yeah.
a long time ago, right? But you're looking at this organization and you're saying, if I want to grow it, I need to be a sales manager to my organization.
You have to be a leader. You got to stimulate people. Give them something worth fighting for.
Absolutely. So let's go back to the sort of the granular level. Your agents are out on a listing appointment. Why should they list with Kurz? Like, why should they, if they have all these other choices, they have 600 other offices they can choose from. what's a value proposition that's attached to your brand that is across all agents that makes you unique, right?
I think with, and let's get super granular and let's talk about our team, our Kurz sales team, right? Our sales team is top-notch trained. And I'm gonna tell you why. I believe in something called trickle coaching, right? I've named it. It's trickle coaching. No one else has that name. I'm the only one who says it because I made it up one day. I don't know where it came from, but I believe that if I look up and I find the right mentors, the right classes, the right education to take. For instance, recently I became certified with the Success Organization as a coach, right? So taking those courses, those classes, studying, reading the right books, doing the right things, I can bring that down to my leaders and to my team. And then what my leaders do is rinse and repeat from what they've learned, tried, and exercised. They take it down and they teach it to the rest of the team. By doing that, what we have created is a group of super analytical, smart, and educated agents who know they have a supreme support system, right? So now our agents go to a listing appointment and they're knowledgeable. They were prepared when they got there. They have the right paperwork in order. They speak the right language. They say the right things, and not because they're scripted, but because they're true, right? Just normal conversation.
Right.
And then they know that if there is something that they do not know or they need help with or whatever the case is, they have leaders, me, my partner, they have all of us to look to and say, I need help, right? We've got WhatsApp groups. We've got Facebook groups. We've got, if you want the masses to answer, you go in there and you say, I need help with this. And 15 people are shooting you an answer, right? Or you just come directly to us. And understanding that they have that type of support, I think is what takes our team and puts them at the next level and really helps them be in a position of being able to truly, truly help somebody. And I think that's what really helps us stand apart. And we pick up our phones, by the way, which is a really great thing. That helps us stand apart, stand aside. We don't just take a listing and hope that it sells. We put the work into it. We put the marketing into it, and I think all of those pieces, they really stand for a lot.
But I'm listening, and it does. I love that trickle coaching idea, and congrats on the success coaching certification. That's through Success Magazine, right? Which EXPI World Holdings bought, and offers to our agents. I think it's a fantastic coaching program.
It is.
Not that you didn't. I mean, it seems like you didn't need it, right? You're already a terrific coach, but hey, why not?
Let me tell you, man, that class was so impressive. I mean, I'll tell you what. I'll be putting myself out there, but at the end of that class and the true understanding of what the class meant for the success of the people around me, we cried about it. I mean, I was excited. So that class was phenomenal. I mean, that's just awesome. You could say I didn't need it, but I needed every second of it.
And because I haven't taken it, right? So I don't know how important that class is. I've alluded to it. I've read about it. I've thought about it. But until you go through it, you don't realize the impact. You're like, oh, is this just another coaching certification? And you're saying, no, it is like the coaching certification.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that. Let's lean into that a little bit.
Well, I think, with success coaching, what they've done is you've got these superstar coaches, like these people that have been coaching for years and years and years and decades, basically came together and said, what's working out there and what's not working, right? And they took what's working and they modified it to today, to the world today, because every day you wake up, something new happened, right? So we're in a fast-paced, forever changing platform, this world that we're in right now. And so they took all of this coaching and put it together and created success coaching, and they put it out and laid it out in a way that we, as the students going to get certified, had a real, true, solid understanding of the actions that we were taking and why we were taking them.
Okay.
And I think that's what really took this coaching platform and set it aside, And so being able to understand the language that I need to have with someone who decides to coach with me, the understanding that when somebody raises their hand and says, I want you to coach me, or I want to be a part of your organization, or whatever the case is, right? The understanding that I now am committing to that person, that I'm going to help them succeed. And then being able to not give up on people, being able to look at people and understand language, behavior, actions, reactions. And that's what this coaching platform, the certification did for me. And it was big, man. I mean, I'm telling you, I've got a book over there that I refer to all the time. I actually wrote a new coaching system after taking that certification because I needed to change it up a little bit. So I merged my Marine Corps experience with what I learned there. And we created a program called the SOP, the Standard Operating Procedure, right? Because how many real estate agents out there are really running an operating procedure? They're not. They're just falling on deals, And Rick, right now, real estate is easy. So agents beware. It will shift. It will change. You better be ready. You better be ready.
Absolutely. We had a guest on here recently that said if you haven't written down what your process is, then you're not running a business, right? Like if you can't just walk away and have someone do it when you're gone, you don't have a business, right? You're running. You're just doing deals. You don't have. You're just doing deals. You're talking about having an SOP, having a standard operating procedure, and knowing exactly what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, how you're going to do it, every single day. Because selling one home or selling another home, it is the same thing. It is a standardized process. And when I say you didn't need it, I'm just saying you're so successful, right? But you're humble enough to realize that there are people out there who have done more, who have coached more, who can teach you. And you're humble enough to realize there's always a mentor out there, no matter what level of success you have. And I love that because you're like, hey, I'm super successful. I can go get this certification and be more, grow more because someone else has been there and they're gracious enough and willing to teach me how to get to the next level.
I think we're forever learning, Rick. I mean, I've been through situations over the last couple of years that have really pushed me into learning new parts of life. And I'm actually in the process now of writing my third book. And that book is very much focused on receiving negative situations in your life and how to get through them. Right. And so, I think I'm on chapter 6 or 7 right now, but I'm like, I go back and I read this book and I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to get this out to people. Like, you know what I mean? Because I think so many people will be, you get to a certain level of success and if somebody takes that all away from you, very few people are capable of standing back up and recreating it. And I think that that's the biggest mistake somebody could make because anything could happen. You could get sick. You could end up in a lawsuit. You could end up, all kinds of million things can happen that will crumble your entire business. And you already built it once, but most people will crumble too. They'll crumble with it. And so this book is about, hey, listen, you already did it once. Let's just do it again. And not only that, you're going to do it faster this time because you already know what to do and what mistakes to avoid, right? I think that's, this book, it also really pushes on the thought process of having residual income and understanding that anything can happen today, tomorrow, anything can happen at any point. Man, I'll take this moment right now to say a very awesome real estate agent here in Miami passed away last week. Oh. And she was a beautiful person. She was part of the C5 network. And in her passing, I just thought to myself, I'm so happy that she was able to grow something at EXP and grow a nice residual platform that in which her family will more than likely be okay. Not okay.
Yeah. Financially,
but financially. Right. And I guess I want to tread carefully in how I say this, but, thank goodness for that, and so unexpected, so very young, so just out of the blue. Yeah. You just never know what can happen. And I think that, a big piece of my goals for 2022 are to set my family and my life up for the anything can happen situation, ensuring that not only can I build a great business and a sustainable business with enough residual income to take care of my wife and kids, but also to make sure that I'm spending enough time with my wife and kids so they don't remember me as a guy that just built something for them,
Amen to that. I can't think of a better way to close a show. That is just it hit me, man. That's
Yes.
awesome. Hey, David, if people want to reach out to you, if they want to, you didn't ask for a plug for your coaching, but I'll give you one anyway. If they want to reach out to you for coaching or to join your organization or to learn more about real estate, pick your brain about, hey, how do I move my team over, whatever. How do they reach out to you, David?
Easiest thing is social media. I'm a big social media person. So just search for me anywhere at David Adam Kurz. David Adam Kurz is my full name. Excuse me. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, you name it. I'm David Adam Kurz. So come find me, check out my YouTube, watch a bunch of videos before you try to hire anybody, and get educated that way and really enjoy yourself and do a ton of research. But anything you need, shoot me a message. You don't have to hire me. Just ask a question. I'll answer it.
That's awesome. I love how much you give. You do come from a place of giving. You're so genuine. You're a top producer, a top giver, a top family man. It's just been an honor to have you on here. I really appreciate it. You're welcome back anytime.
Thanks, Rick. Man, I appreciate that so much. You have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to say when it's true, man. It is. It's just I love following you on social media. I love getting to know you through social media, and when we're able to connect one-on-one like this, and hopefully again someday soon in person, it's just been fantastic. But I look forward to breaking bread with you in person someday soon.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it.
All right, folks, have a great day. Make it a great week. And if you need to get a hold of me, 303-589-2320. Talk to you later.